Good morning to everybody. So I'll start by saying this. I make these for you guys, but I also make these for me as well. And these help me with self-reflection. I always want to be better, but I also need to understand who I am and where I am. And I want you guys to understand that this is a help. This is a form of self-reflection for yourself if you ask yourself these questions. I'm going to start with a couple questions today. First one is, what happens when there's nothing to play for? Yeah, you still have to take the field, but there's nothing to play for. You still have to go to work, there's nothing to play for. What happens when the results of your efforts don't matter at the end? Those two questions speak to a larger topic. But I want to start with this. Have you ever had a time in your life when the results of your efforts did not matter? You knew you weren't going to change your grade. You knew you weren't going to be first in the month. You knew you couldn't win the league, in my case. What were your actions? What was your reaction to that situation? Now, this leads to the big topic that I wanted to talk about, and that's pride. Some people think pride is a bad word. And yes, when used improperly, when being prideful of the wrong things, it is a bad thing. But when it drives us to do great things because we have pride in our own efforts, because we have pride in our work, and we have pride in the results, no matter how small or how large, that's when we should be happy to have pride. And that it should be exalted. So there are times in our lives when we will have our efforts mean little. And there will be times when our efforts need to be great and they will mean a lot. Now, the true greatness of an individual is when their efforts in the smallest small equal their efforts in the largest large. And if they can take, when it's crunch time, when they do wonderful, if they can take those efforts and put them in when it doesn't matter, that's when a person is great. When it doesn't matter and they still go out and they do their best. So I'm going to ask you this. Ask yourself, if you had nothing else to work for, would you still do your best because you had pride? What's your answer? Your answer will dictate how you act when it doesn't mean anything. Will dictate how you act when it does mean things. And you have the ability to change that if you don't like it. And if you are there, when you hate losing, and it doesn't matter if it's as small as small, you're going to win. Because these actions will lead to this. You won't have small actions anymore. So, when you go out throughout your day, when you go out throughout your week, your month, your year, be thinking, when no one else is looking and when it doesn't matter a lick, am I still giving my best? Be great. Always. Be great. Have a great day.